I was on top of the world. Picture this, Mr. Morgan, 16 years old, tons of friends on MySpace. I had just created my first Facebook page. I was a varsity hockey phenom. I was spending hours a day on AOL Instant Messenger. And I was also a top pitching prospect in Massachusetts baseball. I was also headed to a powerhouse boarding school to, as I told people, even though it wasn't entirely true, play for a better sports team so that I could play college and professional sports. That didn't quite work out. What defined me 11 years ago was my online social prowess and my sports interests. However, behind this facade of confidence, athletic prowess, and social media mastery was a 16-year-old kid, high anxiety, few true friends, and an inflated ego. I acted out in school and drove many adults in my life crazy. My parents sent me to work that summer at an all-boys summer camp in rural Maine. I washed dishes, painted, mowed the lawn, and cleaned the bathrooms for 6 weeks. The work was endless, and I wanted to leave a week in. I needed to quit. I needed hockey camp, my computer, MySpace, etc. My parents drove up to camp a week in. They took me out to get ice cream and told me to suck it up and stay. Bummer. I resented them for that now, or at the time, but of course love them for it now. I finished my summer, and the work became secondary to what was really going on. Tucked far away in the woods, far from the social media boom, when I was scrubbing toilets and cleaning pans with burnt food on them, I started to learn what true friendship, grit, and a caring community were all about. I'd found a place that was going to make me my best self, and I continued to work there for 6 more summers, even though, remember, 1 week in, I wanted to leave. I had ironically started to find myself when I was lost in the woods and removed from everyday life. So, I believe that we all should have our own lost in the woods experience. At Derryfield, we're fortunate to be in a place full of people who care. Every day I walk the hallways and hear teachers and students trusting in one another, listening, having diverse, funny, fascinating conversations. However, this social media boom that I experienced as a kid still continues. We are plagued every day simplifying some of the relationships in our life that matter. We snap instead of call. We FaceTime instead of hanging out. We throw someone a like instead of a compliment. We put up our own little facades, and whether we are 6th graders, 12th graders, young faculty, veteran faculty, we could all use another lost in the woods experience. Every day, I know I could reach out to an old friend. I could challenge myself to say hi to everyone in the hallways in between classes. I could spend a full day without my cell phone on. I could tell my parents I love them. I could write a handwritten note to a colleague or a student congratulating them on a job well done. So, I hope you all see how lucky we are to be in a place that is so accepting, caring, and supportive. Although optimistic, I'm also up here today to challenge you. Find your own lost in the woods experience. Do something for someone else that is out of your comfort zone. Pick up a piece of trash that isn't yours. Tell a friend that it might not be a great idea to do something when they're acting out. Write a note to your teacher, thanking them for a great week. Spend a whole day away from social media. Whatever will get you out in the woods, away from the norms of everyday social media life. The more this happens, the more defined each of us will become as people. And the better we all are as people, the better we will be as a community. It took a while for me to discover how I wanted to be defined as a person. It was easy to be an athlete, and to be the funny guy, and to be social. However, the more I allowed myself to get lost in the woods, the more I became a strong part of that community up in the middle of nowhere in Maine. Thank you.